I'm Jason Bryan. I'm CEO of ROCCO Research, and welcome to this presentation on the ROCCO 100 Top 25 announcement. It's a real pleasure to be here with Dhiraj Wazir.
Hi everyone, great to be here.
Yeah, indeed, for us, I have to say this is one of the most important research projects we've ever done in ROCCO. It's a really special one because for me, I've been able to see for the first time maybe some colleagues of mine, some people I admire in the industry, as well as a lot of individuals I've never met before, who have been recognized by the industry, by all people from across the world, in over 3,000 votes, as the influential people in our industry. So this is really a presentation not to miss. We've done over 130 research projects now in the last 7.5 years. We have never done a project before on people, and this has been something Dhiraj and I both talked about for a long time. Now, how can we recognize the people in the industry? How can we show our appreciation for all the great work that is being done? And this is the answer. So this is the ROCCO 100 is the name of the report. But right now, we'd like to take you through the background to the report, and it's basically to try to identify the 100 most influential people in roaming and interconnect, so in our direct industry. It's I think been one of the most responded to surveys we ever had, with over 3,000 votes. So a lot of people have contributed a lot to this, to taking part in the research. And I know that those ROCCO 100 people are really excited to find out where they ranked. So the full report is out tomorrow, but today we're going to present you the top 25. So the background to the research is really to recognize people who shape our industry. So we see some people on stage at conferences, people with very big followings on LinkedIn, but there's all kinds of influencers at different levels within our organizations. And it's our aim with this research to try and recognize them and bring more visibility to them. We want to engender a culture of appreciation, culture where it's possible for people to give their feedback on people and to appreciate them, give credit to them where it's due. And beyond ROCCO 100, we should all be doing that in any case. But, probably for a lot of people, you're doing some mentoring of people around you, and you just don't realize it. They're getting a lot of good feedback from you, and this is how you've been nominated, or if you've been voted for. This is how, because people have a lot of opinions and a lot to share about your progress and how well you're doing. In addition, we wanted Dhiraj and I, we were very keen on having a live event, and I think it was a real pity for us. We couldn't actually go to Seville. We would have been in Seville today, and we would have been presenting this evening at our Visionaries Gala the awards to the top 25 of people in the ROCCO 100. So it's a real pity that we couldn't have that black tie event, but we're going to have that as soon as we can. And for now, we at least can share with you who this community of leaders is, so you can start to get to know them a bit better.
One of the things that actually Jason's been quite keen on, and we spoke a lot about this, is that we as an industry, we don't see enough diversity. And we used to go to all these conferences, and they have panel sessions, and normally you always see 5 middle-aged white men sitting there. But we know that's not what our industry is made up of, right? So we have people from all over the world. There are over nearly 1,000 mobile operators spread across the globe. And how is it possible that only these 5 people kind of this demographic turn up? So one of the things we wanted to get right was, how do we recognize these people who are obviously making a difference, but somehow don't have a voice? And we kind of already do great reports about benchmark reports about companies and their products, but the companies don't build themselves, the products don't build themselves. There are obviously great people behind them. So the whole idea, the history of ROCCO 100 is kind of a coming from there, of having an insight of, right, there are these loads of people and skills who are making a difference on a daily basis, but as a community, we're not kind of recognizing them. The other thing we realized is within our own companies, especially in MNOs, the roaming teams are always kind of treated like stepchildren. You don't quite fit in. The marketing teams view as, oh yeah, they're not really marketing. If you go into the product team, they tell you they're not really product. Or sometimes you end up in finance teams, even procurement in certain instances. But you're always treated like a stepchild. It's only when all of us come together in events like the wars, then you find your soulmates. They're people you really get along with, people you can relate to, and you kind of jointly appreciate what everybody's doing. But as a community as a whole, we don't really celebrate the people who make the roaming world go round. And this was our kind of insight that there's no reason we shouldn't be doing that. If we are recognizing great companies, great products, there is no reason why we shouldn't be recognizing the great people who stand behind it. So what makes someone influential? So this was, again, a question which really, really troubled us a lot. And what we really wanted to ensure was that we do this piece of research, how do we find these people? What is the methodology that we have? And we were very clear that, we wanted to make sure that there are no biases that come into it. It cannot be gamed. So we couldn't just have a simple, right, whoever, let's all vote, whoever gets the maximum votes wins. That would be so simplistic and so easily, bent and gamed. So we kind of set a methodology. And more importantly than that, we also recognized, obviously, none of the ROCCO employees could either vote or be voted for or be nominated. But not only that, we completely took ourselves out of the process. We didn't want our own biases. And we do have our biases because, like everybody else, like other human beings on this planet and yourselves, we have friends and in the industry. And we didn't want that to influence this result. So Jason and I were very clear right from the beginning that we can't be participating or in any decision-making way into this process. So we defined a methodology, and we had independent judges who also don't really know many of the people, but are experts at what they do. I mean, we'll talk a little bit more about the judges, but it was very important to us that we do this in as fair a manner as possible.
So I'd like to take you through the process of how we developed this ROCCO 100 formula. So first of all, in mid-October, we had nominations, and that lasted for a month, and anybody in our industry could nominate anybody in our industry. It was simple as that. There's no restrictions on where they were based or the background at all. So that was a great initiative. We had then 155, I think, nominated people, and we put that to the voting stage. Before, also when we were asking people to nominate, we were asking them what makes a person influential. So just as Dhiraj has mentioned, we were not sure what are the attributes exactly of an influential person. So we put a lot of attributes together, and we asked the mobile operators in the industry, the whole, vendors, everybody, enterprises, to select the criteria, let's say the characteristics of an influential person that they thought were important. Those went with the candidates to the voting stage. Then in the voting stage, it was possible for people to simply select the 3 attributes they felt were the most important about the person they were voting for. And secondly, of course, they had to give an explanation of why the person was voted for. And what was special about this is that only votes where we received an explanation of the reason why they were voted for went through to the final round of the analysis. So here we had all the votes come in. We already started to see who were the ROCCO 100 people. So we had information on how many votes they had. We had information on the characteristics they had of influential people. And we had a quote from each person, some of which people had over 100 different quotes about them. We had all that to go into the analysis stage. And the analysis was helped really by these guys, this fantastic trio of judges. And I'm really pleased to say that Charles is with us on the stage right now. Hello, Charles.
Hi, Jason. Great to see virtually see you again.
Can you tell us a little bit about your experience on the Judges' Day?
We didn't expect to necessarily agree in the way that we did, but it came quite clear quite early on that what we felt the criteria should be. Clearly, what the judges were voting was not all of the score. We sat down at the beginning and said, right, what's the criteria that we think is important for this, and that we came to the conclusion very quickly on that one. So once that had been done, it was quite easy to then to really take a quantitative approach to making sure that what we put together and the way that we evaluated everybody was done in a fair way.
Charles presented at our GSR event last year, and it was really interesting to hear about his book, The Weird CEO, and also the way he runs his company, the Pod Group. And I think it was really fantastic also to get his insights on artificial intelligence. Vicky, meanwhile, is somebody we know from the industry for a long time. She worked in O2 with me in O2 UK when many moons ago, and it was great to have her feedback. She developed the Connected Women program within the GSMA, and she's known for her opinions on diversity. It was really great to have her included.
Thank you, Jason. Hopefully you can all hear me okay. It was an absolute pleasure. It was even better. Thank you for the clap there. It was great to go to Seville and actually meet with the other judges, and thank you for all the nominations. We did go through all of them, and it was super exciting to kind of look at all the achievements. I think this is a really important initiative because it does show us not only who the influencers are, but also understand as well that they're there to support other people coming up and through. And for me, because I focused very much as well around equality and inclusion, it was great to see from the nominations that there was a very, very diverse range of people with diverse ranges of influence and also skills. So we sat through that day and went through a lot of the characteristics, a lot of the achievements. We had fun doing it. It was a very, very long day, but it was. I'm really pleased to have been part of this. So once again, thank you very much, everybody.
And Victor was my coach when I was developing ROCCO, and when we moved into a new growth in the company, he was there for me to help me to develop.
Thank you to the whole team for allowing me to participate in this great project. I enjoy very much sharing with my peers my opinion about all the information we read. Yes, it was great. It was great to participate, to learn, to get to know so many people and so many great companies.
So it was really great to have these three people take part.
So in the ROCCO 100, obviously, while we were searching for these people and doing the analysis, it also gave us other really, really rich data about gender, region, age, what type of company. And we didn't just want to do a list. We really wanted to dig in deep into the data and find out who are these people, what makes them tick, why are they different from the other people, where do they sit, are there any differences in all of these parameters, for example. Are people from a specific region being more influential, or of a certain age more influential? Are vendors more important, or MNOs more important? And when you kind of slice and dice all this data in different ways, you get really, really rich insight. So we obviously, please do download the report, which will be available from tomorrow on the ROCCO Research website. we'll just give you a little bit of flavor of some of the insights that we got from the report. But the full report, it's a 172-page report, really comprehensive. You can download tomorrow for free from ROCCO Research website. So to give you an example, this is one of the insights we found. We wanted to look at what is the difference between men and women. You know, do they use different attributes, or how are each one of them differently influential? But when we kind of dug into the data, we found there's actually no significant difference between men and women when it comes to being influential. There are slight variances, as you can see from the spider diagram. I think if you really want something done and implemented, you have to go to the women. They seem to be much more and knowledgeable in terms of that. But if you actually want somebody to listen to you, it looks like the men are slightly more open-minded. And as you can see, they use all the attributes in a slightly well-rounded manner. But you look at the knowledge that the women have is just off the charts. It was really insightful. The only disappointing thing for me from this chart, and Jason, I think, was the fact that if you look at the 100 people that we were looking for, so out of those, 66% are men. So it looks like even in our industry, which is so forward-looking and when on a day-to-day basis, I really cannot make out the difference between men and women. There does seem to be a certain gender gap, a glass ceiling that women still need to break through. But when you kind of dig in deep, and you can see actually there is no difference between men and women. They're equally influential, and if in fact anything, are much more knowledgeable or seem to be much more knowledgeable than men.
Yeah, sure. So on the distribution, it's interesting to see here. Look here over there in the younger, basically the women they're more influential, and then it slowly declines. And whereas for men, you can see that it slowly increases. So this was interesting. It, you know, almost suggests that there's less influential women of older age than there would be of younger age, and that was an interesting insight we never expected to get. So that was an interesting perspective. And in terms of attributes by age, you know, 30 to 40 bracket, 30 to 40 years old, they have a higher proportion of knowledge attributes than the 60 to 70 year old bracket, which is interesting that they were perceived to be more knowledgeable than older people. So that was a new one for us. And here in the 40 to 50 years old is perceived to be the most well-rounded. So really glad to be in this category.
Right, and similarly, if you look at the 50 to 60 category, it's almost exactly the same as 30 to 40, but they're just slightly more approachable. I think as you mature with age, you realize it's also important to be approachable. But the most interesting thing was the 60 to 70-year-olds. You would have thought, or at least my preconceived notion was, these would be the people who've done it all, who just sit back and tell everybody else how to do it. But actually, they have the highest implementer scores. So people looked up to them, and these are the guys who just get things done. They don't allow anything to come in the way. And it's something which kind of the cliche that I had in my head about you know, how people would work in different ages, was completely shattered by this. So something really, really interesting. So in terms of attributes by region as well, there are differences. If you can see, Africa is perceived to be the most visionary. And in fact, if you see, you know, the knowledge, implementer, and vision are the three attributes which are so strong, which kind of shows in a, you know, where in a region where there are not many resources, you need the vision and you have to have the knowledge, and you just have to get things done. You don't get a lot of support from everybody else. And I think people from this region are really making the difference in their world. And we will see later on within the candidates as well. In North America, and again, candidates are the most knowledgeable, but they seem to be least open-minded. and Europe kind of came across as the more well-rounded. People use all the attributes equally well. We had some kind of wow moments when we went through this data, because when we started the research piece, we all had our own opinions and our own, like I said, preconceived notions. But when we did this piece of research, it was really rewarding. The rich data that we got from here created a lot of wow moments. And what would you say was your wow moment, Jason?
I think I was just delighted by the diversity of the people that were being nominated. It was just people from every background and country. It was not only the leaders or the people that you see on stage or the people with big LinkedIn profiles. It was people who, are maybe a little bit hidden away in their offices, just keeping going, doing the things. So it was a diversity not only of different kinds of people, of race, of age, of gender, but it was a diversity in kind of the levels of authority they had, let's say, in companies. That was a really special
yeah,
thing.
I was quite enjoyed the look on your face when you were looking at the cover of the report, and all the 25 people are listed there, and you could see the diversity, and suddenly that five middle-aged white men on the stage was like, gone, we've done it. And you could actually see all the diversity that actually exists in the industry. So it was really rewarding to see that.
No, I think one point on diversity is that any product or service we create is probably going to be used by any person. So it needs to be designed by a diverse design group, in order to appeal to everybody in the market. And so that's something I think that these diverse opinions really help with.
Yeah, and I think for me, really the bit that really came out was, again, what I thought who an influencer was previously. I used to, if you had asked me before this piece of research, so who do you think is are the influential people? And I would have said, somebody like Mahatma Gandhi or Winston Churchill, people who sit behind and give speeches and get everybody moving. And used to think you needed to be in a position of power to be influential. But when we dug into this data, we realized actually within the industry, what's coming out is people are finding not necessarily, they don't have to be the big CEOs to be influential. It's the influential people are those who, with every individual engagement or every discussion you have with them, touch you in a certain way and influence you, and you try and follow them through that. So it's the one-to-one interactions that you're having with people that is actually making our world go round. It's not necessarily the big bosses who are telling you what to do, but it's people who are actually doing all the work, who are so involved and experts, and you can see such knowledgeable scores in there, who are making this world go round. So it's very, very different from what you would say the most powerful people in roaming. It's not about that at all. It's people who on a daily working level use their skills and attributes and touch other people and influence them. And that's what we will see in the list. So let's find out who these people are. But before we do that, actually a really important message.
Yeah, we wanted to make an homage to Shalene Hudson, who actually died last year on International Women's Day. She was a real strong part of our community. She's missed by so many people in the roaming world. She was nominated for ROCCO 100, and you'll see her in the report as well. But we just wanted to make a special mention to her because I know that a lot of people still grieve for her, and she was really important. Her smile, as you can see, is one of the most delightful to see, and we will really miss her in the industry. So
moving on, top 25 in a random order. So the 25 people we list now, again, are not ranked. It's just they will appear in random order. So the first person, vision towards 5G is commendable. Under his leadership, the 5G hub was created to cover data, messaging, and voice services on 5G, narrowband IoT, and LTE-M networks. also with 5G signaling service to direct traffic on next generation networks, was being developed under his leadership.
Yeah, look at these scores, and I just want to show you here the information about how to read this chart. So basically, this does not suggest that this person is not approachable or open-minded. This is basically the results of the 3 characteristics which everybody had to choose when they were voting for a person. So you can see that 20% of the people who voted, they voted for, so vision was 20% of the people voted for vision here, and 13% for committed, 15% person, he solves problems, and he's very knowledgeable. So this is how to read this chart. So Dhiraj, let's see who it is.
It's John Wick from Cineverse.
Congratulations to John. Great result. I have met and spoken to John on one occasion. We did a podcast together. I found him to be a very intelligent person in the industry. So congratulations, John.
And my apologies to everybody in the audience in advance, because we did a training session and also a session in the morning. And as this goes on, I tend to get a bit more excitable than when I start with, because I mean, it's truly been a work of passion for us, and we put everything in this. So to really see all these people, I don't know John, I've never met John but to discover him through this exercise has been a really rewarding and rich experience. So if I get a bit too excited, apologies.
So he's visible and a driven industry leader that has shaped the global telco wholesale industry. He's a visionary leader with a deep understanding of the telco world, both technically and commercially.
And I mean, if you look at the scores again, you can see, 3 of the attributes really coming through of how knowledgeable he is, and he's really visionary, but also just gets things done. He's got 15%, the same scores. So really well divided amongst these attributes, and then quite inspirational as well. Who might that be? That's Obaid Rahman from Ooredoo Global Services.
Yeah, fantastic result, Obaid. No, it's really great to see. I worked with Obaid one time on a project in the GSMA for standards. I know he's a very well respected guy in the industry. So congratulations, Obaid.
Oh, well done, Obaid.
For everybody's, just in case everybody's not aware, if you remember, clapping is compulsory. So please celebrate these people with us.
Right, the next person is influential because of the sheer knowledge and experience that she has in the wholesale roaming business. She has the added quality of being approachable and knowledge sharing. She's truly a stalwart.
So look at these scores on vision and knowledge. This is somebody who has a clear vision for the industry, but also a lot of knowledge to back up their vision. So let's see who it is.
It is Shikha Gupta from Airtel India. Well done, Shikha.
Congratulations, Shikha. This is a person I know from the industry as well. I know that she's been working in that role for many years, extremely dedicated. So great to see you there.
Yeah, I've known Shikha for many years as well, and she's, one person in the Indian telecom sector who stayed there with roaming for a really, really long time. So many congratulations, Shikha. You really deserve it.
So he's open-minded because when approached from a small MVNO operator, he was willing to listen, to see the future and the potential business opportunities for both sides, support and guide the relationship in the right way. He also heads a team with the same strong work ethics and vision.
I think what's really comes across from his scores is the fact that he's so well-rounded and uses all the attributes almost equally, and different people see different sides of him and vote for him differently. But what a well-rounded individual, really. Let's see who that is. It is Marcus from A1 Group.
Marcus, congratulations, Marcus.
Sorry, just to mention, if you guys are there, any of these people are there in the session, we're obviously having 3 different sessions, so people are coming in at different times. But we would really like you to come up on the stage after the presentation. But Marcus, well done. Many congratulations.
She's a great people person with an excellent knowledge of the industry. Her ability to influence directly and indirectly through her network has been demonstrated through the success of our current and previous teams.
So a great visionary person, as you can see, great scores for vision. Most people see her as a visionary, and also very high knowledge scores, as we've seen with most women. They tend to be really knowledgeable in our industry. Any idea who that could be, Jason?
I have some clue, yeah.
It is Cara Murphy. Well done, Cara.
Congratulations, Cara Murphy.
Again, I think both Jason and I have had the pleasure of working with Cara over many years at GSMA forums, and yes, comments that people have had to say about her is just incredible. Again, please do, we can't really do justice in this presentation. Please do download the whole report and see what the whole industry has to say about them.
Congratulations, Cara. You well deserved.
Right. The next person is able to look at issues from various different angles, propose solutions that sometimes are disruptive or revolutionary to standard practices. He's often sought for advice from other professionals in different fora or discussions.
And look at that vision score, a great all-rounder for sure, but vision, committed, and knowledge. This is somebody who's really comes in from all different perspectives. Who's that then, Dhiraj?
That is the doctor, Dr. Johannes Oppitz.
Congratulations, Johannes.
I mean, you'll obviously also hear from Johannes later on. He's got a presentation on the impact on COVID, but I really feel honored. I mean, I've known Johannes for a very long time, working in Deutsche Telekom, and he's really been the bedrock of Deutsche Telekom roaming for many, many years. Really happy to see you here, Johannes. Many congratulations.
So he is always leading the brainstorm sessions with new ideas and suggestions. He is tenacious in his pursuit of excellence.
And again, somebody who is multifaceted and uses most of their attributes really well. And more importantly, you know, the knowledge scores, integrity. We don't see many high scores on integrity, but
this is true.
Recognizing somebody for integrity, knowledge, and then getting things done has to be a special person. We have or should we just stop here?
Please continue.
Alessandro Giovazzi.
Fantastic. Yeah. Ale had a lot of really, I don't know Ale, but it was really interesting, as Vicky mentioned, to look through all the comments about the people, and clearly has a wide following in the industry. This is really fascinating to get to know and meet new people. So congratulations, Alessandro.
Well, the next person is a leader in the workplace and in her community. In my time working with her, she has turned difficult situations with external partners into win-win scenarios. Truly extraordinary individual.
And look, at 25% of the votes there were for knowledge. That's a fantastic result. Very knowledgeable person, an implementer, a committed person who has integrity. We have to find out who this is. Come on.
Here you go. It's Kim Jakubowski.
Kim Jakubowski. Congratulations, Kim. I know she was in the first session today, so I'm really great to see her there. Congratulations, Kim.
Yeah, many congratulations, Kim. I've met Kim a few years back, and just her sheer enthusiasm and her friendliness, you know, nobody can not go and say hello to her. She is a great person to have in the industry.
She has intensive knowledge and possesses great vision to further improve the communication technologies which will have great impact in telecommunication.
Again, somebody who's extremely knowledgeable. Look at that knowledge score, and a visionary, gets things done, is communicated, and has great communication skills. Really, really strong attributes there. And the person is Daniela from Deutsche Telekom.
Congratulations, Daniela.
Congratulations. And this is, again, I mean, this is what makes the research so rich for us, because, you know, Daniela is probably one of the youngest persons in the industry, but yet from that position, she's managed to touch so many people across the globe in the industry. And it just goes to show you don't really have to be the CEO You don't have to let the position that you're put in to stop you. Daniela's really well-deserved position in the top 25 demonstrates that for all of us. So well done. Really pleased to see you here.
Congratulations, Daniela. Plays a significant role in pushing innovation in two key areas: real-time mobile engagement to accelerate roaming packages adoption in developing markets, and prevention of international revenue share fraud, which has a significant social impact.
And again, on the scores, somebody, committed, 15% scores and committed, somebody who's really dedicated to what they do, and very high knowledge scores as well. Who that is? That is Max Goldberg from Cineverse. Well done.
Congratulations, Max. I know you're in the audience there. Congratulations, a wonderful result. Great to hear all the comments about you that were written.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've not met Max, but again, through the report, I have. It might be scary for you, Max, but I might know you better than you think I do now. Well done. Really happy to see you here, Max. Right, the next person thinks ahead of the curve all the time, inspiring the vendor community to embrace new technology, whereas pushing the carrier to think beyond what's happening now.
And a great implementer score. Look at that. Implementer, knowledge, vision. These are the things that you think about when you think about this person. Let's have a look.
It is Cameron Dunn from
Mr.
APLP.
Cameron Dunn. Yeah.
Well done, Cameron.
And a nice thing to remember is also this year, Cameron, just a while ago, celebrated his 50th birthday. So congratulations,
well done,
Cameron, on this as well.
Yeah, Cameron's been very supportive on our VoLTE roaming task force as well, and he's come to some meetings and just provided so many inputs that has helped the other delegates of the VoLTE task force and other providers as well. So really great to see him here as well. Plays a significant role in GSMA North America and started and chairs the North America Women for Tech group. She has a broad overview across both the technical and business aspects of roaming and interconnect, and regularly shares her knowledge across groups, both internally and externally.
And a very round score, but vision, knowledge, and an implementer. I think I know who this is.
Yeah, I think it this comment kind of gives it away who that can be. And it is Kathleen Leach.
Kathleen Leach, congratulations, Kathleen. Of course, we know her as the chair of WAS, and she's definitely a special person. Diversity of knowledge she has on different things, I think, is really.
Well, I know, and also I think it says Sprint here, but obviously seamlessly moved into the Deutsche Telekom world now.
Okay.
So,
yeah, that's true. Congratulations, Kathleen.
Right, he has worked with everyone in the industry. They all remember him and appreciate working with him. No matter if you're a carrier or service provider for the industry, he will contribute and help you expand your business and connectivity.
And quite an amazing knowledge score there, 28% there on knowledge. So clearly somebody, I don't know, is it a more senior person, a younger person? I have no idea.
No idea. I think they have a lot of integrity though, I can see that.
Yeah.
And knowledge. So let's see who that is.
And they're approachable as well. Mr. Pontusberg.
Well done, Pontus.
He's here with us. Congratulations, Pontus.
Is he in the audience?
Yeah, he's down there. He's clapping for himself.
Oh, fantastic. Great to have you here, Pontus. We hope to see you on the stage.
He has a question. Maybe he'd like to say something.
If you want to say something, Pontus, just unmute yourself and speak.
No, I was just raising my hand for thanks. So no question. Thank you so much.
Great to have you here.
Great, Pontus. Thank you so much for coming.
Right. Her persistence, experience, and understanding of the roaming world allowed us to break from the paradigms of old and move into the new consumer-driven model that we now enjoy.
Clearly a very knowledgeable person with a good sense of vision as well, and an implementer. Look.
Well,
June Driscoll, fantastic.
From Limitless.
Yes.
Many congratulations, June. And again, somebody I don't know, but have discovered through this research and the brilliant comments that people have had to say about June, the way she has influenced other people. It's really, really inspirational.
Yeah, there she is, there over there in the audience.
Oh, well done, June. Really, really happy to see you.
I must admit that I didn't really know that much about June, but when I went into her LinkedIn profile and found about all of her experience, it was so wonderful to get to know this, to get to know more about this person. I have to say, when you get the free report of the ROCCO 100, have a look at what she has to say, because it's truly inspirational to all of us. Thank you very much, June, for taking part in this. Fantastic.
And actually, this also goes to all the top 25 people in the report, that if you suddenly thought, why are Jason and Dhiraj and people for ROCCO suddenly coming into my LinkedIn profile and checking me out? It was part of a validation process to check everything and make sure everything wasn't fine. So apologies, we weren't really stalking you. And if we were, it was for a really good reason. So thanks for bearing with us.
So he's like the flame from a torch that guides us and keeps the company's vision and goals clear. He's passionate about work, and this keeps us moving forward. And we always carry the attitude and mindset of constant learning and improvement.
Somebody with great levels of knowledge and vision, which we see all the time, these two attributes keep, but a good communicator as well. It is none other than Silvio Kutic from Infobit.
Yes, Silvio, I think he's a very inspirational person, actually. If you think about what Infobip have done on their campus in Croatia there, in training sessions, in moving forward the industry, it's a fantastic result. And it's down to Silvio and how he manages his team. Fantastic. Well done, Silvio.
Right, he has a flair for democratizing messaging and imparting his knowledge in a succinct way to any audience. Layman or pro, definitely an influencer in the industry, and has a network reach and relationship with all major MNOs, aggregators, and execs to back his talk and make things happen.
Fantastic knowledge and communication score. This is a person you think about. They communicate a lot. They're really good at communicating. Let's see who it is.
It is our very own James Williams.
James Williams, Mr. Connectivity, who was here yesterday, gave us a presentation. Fantastic. Well done, James. A great result again for you.
And James is also one of our lecturers on ROCCO IOO. So he's doing a great course on A2P connectivity. Sorry, I couldn't do a little bit of sales pitch in there. Right. He is very inspiring person, rigorous in his work. Through several projects, he continues to demonstrate his inspiration and expertise in his field. We never get bored with him because he's always brimming with ideas.
And definitely a visionary. Look at that score for a visionary. It's amazing. Open-minded is true, which is a really good attribute to have. Let's have a look.
Pierre-Olivier Maurice, or as he's popularly known as POM within the Orange Group and the rest of the industry.
Congratulations,
really happy to see POM. I had the fortune of working with POM when I was at EE, and obviously POM was at the Orange Group, and he's such a fantastic guy to be with. So really, really happy to see him. Many congratulations, POM.
He's a leader in every sense of the word. He's leading our strategy organization, and thus Cineverse. He's always in the forefront, working with our leaders and partners to ensure we are looking at the next trend, which ensures our customers' success.
Great scores on implementer and knowledge scores. So obviously somebody very, very influential using those attributes well. I think it might be somebody from AT&T. What do you think?
No, it's clearly somebody from Cineverse. It's Mr. Michael O'Brien. Fantastic. Yeah, I first met Michael a long time ago working for Cineverse. He's always been there, and he's always been moving things forward. So congratulations, Michael. A great result.
Well done, Michael.
So he's always open for new challenges and an excellent solution provider. His vision and approach to knock down the problems is commendable. His knowledge into the industry is add-on to the company and his colleagues.
And a real problem solver at that. I think everybody probably goes up to him to solve those problems, and that's why they also find him quite inspirational. Very good knowledge and vision scores as well. Let's find who that is.
Yeah, that's Simon Gadd. Congratulations, Simon.
Well done, Simon. Many congratulations. I only met Simon a few years back when he had joined NextGen, and he was designing the Iotron tool, and really found him so easy to work with, so influential, and he just gets on with his work quietly and just brings out and churns out great stuff. So happy to see you here, Simon. Well done. Well done.
She has a vision to make roaming processes moving further. She embraces the new opportunities to make the right changes within the industry.
And she is definitely somebody you go to if you want to get things done, because the scores she has on implementation are great, and obviously a great visionary. And that's why, people find her so inspirational. She's got such a fantastic score on inspiration as well. And the person is Anneli from Hutchison 3.
Anneli, yes. Fantastic. I first came across Anneli last year when she was presenting at a conference, and I was just gripped by what she was saying and how she was getting the room to move to think about roaming and how we can improve it in the future. So great to see her here. Very good results.
Yeah. And again, I met Anneli for the first time when we were setting up the VoLTE roaming task force, and her passion towards roaming and what is not working, and let's get this whole industry going was really incredible. So really happy to see Anneli on this. She has influenced a lot of wholesale and roaming agreements, which would have not happened were it not for her. Pioneered us going into Ethiopia, which was closed before.
Great knowledge score, clearly a visionary person. Find out who it is.
It is
Wangeki Kanjama. Wangeki is the responses on her to Wangeki, she has a following. She has a lot of people in Safaricom who really admire her. It was amazing to read all the comments about her. Fantastic results.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, somebody we don't know before this research, and again, who must have felt quite stalked as we were trying to find out more and more information and validate her scores. So well done, Wangeki. You really deserve to be here.
He has an excellent expertise in A2P SMS service and partner relationships. Very proactive, responsive, and quick. I'm also impressed by his bright personality. He's a dedicated person.
And I think, again, one thing that comes across is the real diversity of all the attributes that he uses and comes across to people. They see different sides of him, depending on what the situation is. Really good scores and knowledge, and again, somebody who solves problems. And the person is Alex.
Yeah, another person who I've not met before in the industry, but when I saw the feedback coming from all the different people, it was really cool to see how well he's admired. Congratulations, Alex.
Congratulations, Alex. He's been a rock in the GSMA world with a broad knowledge on roaming. Oh, it's like you already know who the rock of GSMA is. It's not Gibraltar. He may look like that sometimes. GSMA world with a broad knowledge in roaming and all related technologies. He's always actively participating in meetings rather than be a fly on the wall, coming with ideas or with objections based on his understanding of how new procedures will impact business.
So clearly a knowledgeable person, good at communicating and committed to what he's doing. Let's have a look.
Do you know what? He's given me so much flack over the years. I just want to skip and go to the next person. Can we do that? Is that allowed?
No, I think you need to tell them who it is first.
All right. And the person is Stephen Ornadell.
Stephen Ornadell. Congratulations, Steve.
Many congratulations, Steve.
I think the thing I remember most about Steve is his work on NRTRDE and how he got that, got the new standards in place and got that moved out to the industry. So congratulations, Steve.
Well done, Steve.
His energy combined with a relentless passion for the subject has really had a positive influence on the industry.
Again, somebody who is really, really well-rounded with high scores on knowledge and vision. And the person is Torbjørn Gustafsson from Telia Carrier.
Torbjørn, congratulations.
Well done, Torbjørn.
Yeah, Torbjørn, I remember for his great work in the GSMA on GRQ. And he was always, you know, pushing the quality side. A very intelligent guy. So pleased to see him there. Congratulations. So he's very knowledgeable and very clear in his way of explaining his point of view. He's a visionary, taking the lead in penetrating new markets and very influential, finding a common interest in areas of new opportunities.
Again, really good scores on vision, and the fact that he's quite open-minded. So it goes to show it's not only about talking, but even listening is what helps. Sometimes you just listen to people and help them clear their own minds and come up with ideas, and that's how you influence. Again, very knowledgeable as well. And the person is
Theo
from Printo.
Yeah, Theo is a person I first met through this research. So fantastic results. He's had an amazing career in the industry so far. And yeah, great to see you there, Theo.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know Theo, but with a name like that, I think you deserve to be in the top 25 anyway. So well done, Theo. Really, really pleased to see you there.
And that's it. That's the top 25 people. If I now like to ask those from the top 25, if you'd like to join us on the stage, please.
And whilst you do that, you also mention that this is a report which is going to be available on ROCCO Research tomorrow. This is the cover sheet that you see with the top 25 on it. Please join on the page to celebrate your success.
And June, I think you're there, and Marcus, if you'd like to join us on the stage. Cara as well.
I think they might have actually run to open a bottle of champagne and just left their avatars there. June, come on up.
I can see Cara coming to the stage now, and June. Fantastic.
Oh, great to have you guys.
So as customary in our first session, we're going to celebrate by having a dance. So would everybody like to have a little dance on the stage? When any one of the top 25 people would like to say something?
Yeah, so first of all, I would like to thank you very much. I think it's a great format. Thank you very, very much for setting this up. From a personal experience, I know that this has been a very cumbersome thing, and there has been so much work that had to be done in order to have this up and running. And I think everybody really likes it. You have done an awesome job. Really, thank you very, very much. It's great.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind. Thank you.
Hi, this is Stephen. Thank you very much. A fantastic event. I've never been at anything like this. You've done an awesome job, and I'm very proud to be here with everyone else. Thank you.
Hi, I just want to say thank you so much. This has been a true, an incredible honor for me. To also share the stage with such incredible people has been amazing, and I've seen that a lot of the nominees have been in the industry for a tremendous amount of time. Maybe if you add all the years of experience, we're probably maybe running into the hundreds. And it's been a great pleasure to be in this industry. It's something I'm very passionate about, and I've met a lot of great people. And I think everyone is an influencer in one way or another. Just meeting someone, you never know the impact you make in someone's life. And so I approach each meeting, each conversation with that same positive attitude. And I think that's what, in my view, has brought me to the stage today. And I'm very, very grateful. Thank you.
Hello, hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, hi, Jason. I just want to thank ROCCO for such an incredible event. I think we all hugely appreciate it. And, you know, I'm just so grateful, humble, proud to be calling you all colleagues and friends and sharing the stage with such incredible people. So thank you all very much, and I can't wait to see you all in person sometime soon.
I just wanted to take a minute to thank everybody that's participated in this, and to just take a moment and just take in the incredible company that I have been selected to be a part of. Is just amazing. I'm truly, truly grateful for the recognition, but even more so the opportunity to have even been considered. This wasn't a career I chose 27 years ago, but it is one that I absolutely love, and I'm so grateful to be a part of.
James here. Thanks to you for just putting this together and thinking of this. It's really, really, really different, and no one else has done this before. And it's an absolute honour to be standing next to Pontus as well, because of the top 25, I think it's just Pontus and myself who are the only two independent, so to speak, amongst the top 25 influential people across the whole world for roaming and interconnect. So yeah, it's a real honour, and thanks to everyone globally who has voted for us, and thanks to you for setting it all up.
Anything from you, Pontus? Anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, it's really interesting to work this industry as an independent, and I sort of slipped out 2 years ago, eager to get back, but so thanks for providing excellent marketing material for my past return to the industry. So thank you, and thanks for all the votes. I'm truly humbled.
Congratulations, everybody. You're making an incredible contribution to our industry.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you very much.